All right, so I was going to make this video yesterday, but then I realized I wanted to wait for the data download to happen so that we could actually take a look at where the Goten and Trunks were in the new IDs. I did touch on this a little, but essentially we knew from the last few data downloads ish that there were, or at least the last data download, I guess I should say specifically, there was 3 awakening spots left in the chart that, you know, Pearlton kind of has with the character IDs or the awakening steps, essentially, where, okay, we can kind of use that to gauge on what the next EZAs or upcoming releases could be. And, you know, from that, we were able to tell that an LR and TUR were upcoming, which ended up being the new LR Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, and the banner unit Spopovich. We also saw that there was an LR EZA and a TUR EZA upcoming, which of course ended up being Vegeta and Trunks, and the Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So a lot of this does seem to really match up, which is why I like doing videos on this, just because it seems like, again here, after the latest data download, Ajo, LRK Trunks, and Goten Super EZA did not fill up any gaps, and they instead created another gap. So what happened is, in the previous data download, we did see that there was an LR EZA or 3 Super EZAs possible, which is still there. So with that being said, there were 3 awakening spots that were left over, and an LR EZA would take up 3 awakening steps, whilst a Super EZA does take up 1. So that's why it could have been either or. A lot of us were thinking this could have been the Future Saga, you know, Super Saiyan Future Trunks, the Sword of Hope one, the Into Blue almost said Evolution, the Into Blue Vegeta, and then the Tech Fusions of Moss, so like the very old TURs. But it seems like that's probably not going to be the case at this point, especially because we know that Part 3 is not really like Part 3 or Part EX. God, I'm just mixing my words here. The EX part of the Global Dokkan campaign is pretty much just what the August celebration would have been, except they decided, hey, for the 10th anniversary, we're going to make this character an LR, and we're going to extend the celebration. So that's basically what's going on here. And there's also new hints for 2 TUR EZA characters. So again, I think there's a lot of thoughts that you could have regarding this here. And there's a lot of thoughts that I personally have too about this. So again, I did also ask Twitter, of course, I do love getting these Twitter responses. What did y'all want to see for a potential LR EZA or 2 TUR EZAs here for the August celebration? Again, I think there are many options that could be really exciting. Now, with Goten and Trunks creating a new spot here, right? Considering that, okay, them as a Super EZA, whenever this wants to load, which it doesn't seem like it's really wanting to load here. With the Goten and Trunks creating a new spot as a Super EZA and leaving the 3 other spots open, to me that kind of like confirms the idea of those 3 spots right here for awakening steps is actually going to be an LR EZA, or else I feel like Goten and Trunks would have taken that spot up. Again, that doesn't 100% confirm anything, but to me it makes a lot of sense that an LR EZA will instead be fitting in there. But again, we also do have 2 TUR EZA awakenings that are also going to be coming. Now, the first thing I do want to point out is the Peppy Gals banner. Actually, Pan's not on Peppy Gals, obviously. Vidal is on Peppy Gals, for example, right? When it comes to the Peppy Gals characters, every single year we get a Peppy Gals banner that happens around in August. Usually that was before the Global Dokkan campaign, or what was known as Worldwide Celebration. Now, it's not really going to be before that anymore, since that was pushed up to meet Global's anniversary. Instead, we're going to have this banner after, which is fine as well. And I do think that this banner will actually drop during the celebration. To me, it makes a lot of sense. We could maybe see the banner around the 18th, 19th-ish. Like, I think this week will be when we see the banner. It could drop next week, technically, but I'm not really 100% sure on that. I guess, to be fair, the Dokkan Day tickets do drop on the 14th, so maybe the banner does drop around that time frame. It's very possible. So, again, if we keep taking a look here, there are actually Peppy EZAs that we are going to get this year, which would be Chilai and Fasha, which is really cool actually that these two are going to be getting their EZAs. These two are, like, again, Chilai is not really on a lot of teams, being fair. Peppy is Bond of Friendship and Space Traveling Warriors. Unfortunately, like, this new LR does not lead Bond of Friendship, right? But we could potentially see her, like, again, have some sort of effect whenever one of those teams get a new leader. I mean, Space Traveling Warriors is not impossible to get a new one. I mean, we could even get a Peppy leader from these new units that may release, but I'm not really kind of counting on that, honestly. Chile could be a pretty good EZA though. Like, and when she came out, she was doing a lot. She had Seal here, she had the support, she had the 70% chance to dodge, she had a Rainbow Orb changing, a Scouter, healing. Like, she did a lot when she first came out. And now with her EZA, I think she could be very interesting. And the thing about her is that she had no attack in her kit, so of course they sacrificed her doing actual damage just for her to be full utility, which I think is perfectly fine. Then we got Fasha as well. Fasha was very interesting on release, but she again didn't really have a true setup. I know when Tech Barda came out, you can kind of use her a little, but not to the greatest effect. I mean, Tech Barda came out in 2022 as well, which he came out like 2 months after her. Again, on global it was 2023, but October 2022, and then this character came out in August of that year for the JP version. So that's kind of where the Fasha was able to be used a little bit for that team, but we'll see. I mean, not really crazy EZAs I think that people would be hoping for, but these two should be getting their Extreme Z Awakenings. Not to say that that can't be their own separate spot, but I would say it's heavily leaning to these two getting EZAs here. Let's assume, though, the possibility that they may just get their own spot in the data. I think there are a lot of different options that could be available based off of, you know, whatever EZAs are remaining. And keep in mind, it could also be sub EZAs. This doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, 2 Dokkan Fest TUR EZAs. It could be 2 sub EZAs. It could be a Dokkan Fest and a sub EZA, right? A lot of options there. I feel like it would make sense for me if it was not Chile and Fasha to be like either a Dokkan Fest and a sub EZA or 2 sub EZAs, just because this is, again, still technically the August celebration, just global Dokkan celebration in that mind, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here what people are saying. Again, I guess, you know, I'm gonna say my biggest guess first. I think it's the most obvious one, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I think that character, the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, is gonna get an Extreme Z Awakening. It just makes the most sense to me. Where is this guy again? He's very, very far back here because he has not gotten any updates. He is the second oldest premium character without an Extreme Z Awakening, so it's gonna be a little hard to find him. I guess I should just search up Super Saiyan 2, and that'll bring up the Gohan. This guy right here, again, he's pretty far back here. The only issue with him is that he does want a Movie Heroes Goku, so that's why I'm a little iffy on it. Like, you know, I think it makes a lot of sense for him to EZA, but he does want a Movie Heroes Goku both in his passive and active skill right now, so it's very possible that they choose not to Extreme Z Awaken him. I think that would be fair if they choose not to do so. But for an LR EZA, I mean, you could say Future Gohan and Trunks, but they're also not like on the youth category. I'm thinking of like this character is on Hybrid Saiyans and youth. They could always kind of remove this ability in a sense. The active skill wouldn't really change, but I mean, this active skill, like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Maybe we get some sort of Movie Heroes Goku character sooner than later again. I mean, I guess if we take a look at Movie Heroes Goku, you could technically run like the LR Gods as your leader. That could be a thing. Or you know what? Path to Power Kid Goku? Does he count here, or is youth excluded? I assume youth is excluded, I guess. Youth is excluded. Ah, that's unfortunate. But you have the Year 10 Gogeta here. I mean, again, characters that found this new team though, I'm really long, right? So, you know, it is unfortunate that youth is excluded from that, man. If only they change active skill conditions, this would be, yeah, they could just like make this so good, but they just don't want to. So very unfortunate for this guy, but he could still be interesting. I mean, he does have like a nuking type ability. Maybe he creates rainbow key spheres. I think that could be cool. He does have All in the Family with the new LR, right? The new LRs and the data. I mean, they share a lot of these links here. I think it makes a lot of sense for this character to get his EZA, but that's my personal guess. Let's take a look here. I'm sure we'll see a lot of these tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohans. Let me refresh one more time just so we can see. Maybe I got any extra details. So I feel like this is a given. Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, AGL Kid Gohan, or the Trunks and Super Saiyan Gohan. Actually, this would be pretty cool. And yeah, Halbert's saying, everyone's saying the TUR is probably Peppy Gals, and then, yeah, I said, what do you want to see? Not who do you think is coming? Because I think that, you know, it leads to more interesting questions, because I think everyone would be like, oh, it's the Peppy Gals coming, actually, so you're technically, you shouldn't expect anything else. Like, yeah, I did bring it up in the video, but the whole point is that, you know, I want to see all the potential options, because we're not even sure if it's the Peppy Gals EZAs. I think it's very likely, but, you know, it could be something else. AGL Kid Gohan. I think that would be a supremely good Extreme Z Awakening. We could bring up this Trunks too, but this Gohan is a huge support character, man. This guy is going to just do a lot, I think, for a lot of potential teams. I mean, what teams is this guy on that we could use him on? He is on Earth Protecting Heroes, so he's on like the Year 10 Super Vegito team. A new Bond Master and Disciple team would go really hard. Demonic Power eventually, when that's a thing. And then this new team here. So there's not really too many options. This guy would be also really good if we run the AGL Kid Goku team. But this Gohan is an easy. I think a lot of people are actually looking forward to, funny enough. This Gohan was very good on his release, and he aged quite decently, but, you know, time will claim all of these characters eventually. This guy's active skill is really good too, you know, only an HP condition. It gives him guard, 30% HP recovery, and then it gives him all allies defense raised by 20% for 2 turns on the active skill. Like, this is a crazy active. Give this guy damage reduction. I mean, if they want to give him Rainbow Orb Changing, that's fine, but he probably doesn't necessarily need like Rainbow Orb Changing. Either way, this guy is a stacking character too. He won't really get this, but this is not really the biggest deal to kind of get or miss. This Gohan, again, there's ways to make this guy really good. I'm excited for this character. Again, he also does share a decent amount of links with New LR. Not a lot, but we see there's All in the Family, First Battle. But it's pretty much it, actually. He doesn't share any other link, unfortunately. But again, like with Kid Goku, he shares 4 links. With the Pans you run on the team, he shares a couple of links there. I'm surprised that he doesn't share more links with like the Goten and Trunks, but I guess that is what it is, right? Either way, this character is going to be pretty good as an addition with the 3-key 58% defense support. Again, I think the issue with this team potentially is that, you know, turn 1, they could be a little, which is arguably a very important turn in this current meta. So that's the only issue there. And this SGR Trunks, I don't believe he's on youth, of course. Yeah, see, he's not. He does get his unit super attack with a Gohan youth, which we do have pretty much no usable Gohan youth right now, if I'm not mistaken, which again, we can get Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to get his EZA, but like usable Gohan youth, I mean, this character is like okay at best. You're not really running this character on the team. I mean, neither of these are on the new team. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, when it comes to this, it would have to be this character getting his EZA for it to make a lot of sense, really. Which, again, I could very much see happening, but yeah. Alright. I mean, for this Trunks, he's a hybrid Saiyan support character. I think he would be a good EZA. But what EZA right now? I could see it. Just extra support would always be helpful. It's just unfortunate that he does need a Gohan youth to stack defense. Maybe if he did just stack defense here permanently, and then this just gave him an extra boost instead of like having to rely on that. But I guess stacking defense isn't really the biggest thing of all time, right? So I always forget to mute Discord notifications when I do this these videos sometimes, but yeah, no, I think this guy could work for sure. And when we ever, I think, because the biggest thing I'm thinking of is I do believe we will get another Trunks Dokkan Fest relatively soon, just because we have Age of Future Trunks right there. We have the Tech Androids, we have Gohan and Trunks. These three future EZAs plus Into Sort of Hope, kind of just all there. It feels really interesting that they kind of held on to these characters, even though we had Future Saga for this global Dokkan campaign. I think that they will give us like some sort of Dokkan Fest Future Trunks within the next few months. To me, that makes a ton of sense. But as time passes on, we'll see what happens. Now, again, this would be a pretty good guess, though. I like that. Yeah, again, Fasha and Chilai will make a lot of sense, too. I think that they could happen. Eijo Kid Gohan, Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, maybe a sub EZA. Yeah. TUR EZAs are almost 100% Peppy Gals. Yeah. Okay. Realistically, it's Eijo Kid Gohan and Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Hopefully, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is amazing. Yeah, again, this guy... Where's that Gohan? He came out and he was pretty decent, but he wasn't really like... I'm trying to find, like... Okay, we can go to movie heroes. Because is he a movie hero self-leader? He is. Like, this guy was not the craziest ever. He was good. But he could have definitely had a little more, especially with this restriction. I mean, if they change this for the youth team or just remove it, I think that'd be pretty fine. Well, this can't change. Like, they could still make him good without the active skill. So, fingers crossed on that. Tech Pan, actually. I didn't really think about Tech Pan. And then Super Easy AB Pan. I wouldn't expect Super Easy AB Pan, but Super Easy AB Pan would be really good as an addition. But yeah, Tech Pan is another character I didn't really consider. I mean, I feel there's already so many good Pans right now. She would be more so for the GT Heroes team, though. I feel like Tech Pan EZAing during this youth celebration isn't necessary. They could save her for like another celebration eventually, because again, GT Heroes ally would, you know, Trunks or Giru, Goku. Like, I don't think this is a condition that they'll necessarily change, especially because her whole kit is designed around these unit super attacks. So I'm not really seeing her like change this kind of kit, and her active skill is based around a Goku. Like, well, it's like the Gohan I think could change because it's not like his animations are tied with that character specifically outside the active. And as a character where I feel like with these unit supers, this wouldn't change, and I do think that her for a youth team might not be the best. Not that she can't be good there, but I think you guys see the point. I think saving her whenever we get another GT celebration in the future would make a lot of sense, compared to, you know, another character that could get their easier right now that fit the team better. Oh yeah, Int Majin Vegeta is another really good guess. The only reason why I say Int Majin Vegeta is a good guess, he doesn't fit the new team, but the thing about Majin Vegeta is that he does need a Trunks for his intro. He does have Int Keysfruit changing. Technically, he is a Majin Buu Saga leader. I mean, Majin Buu Saga isn't really super cracked right now, but we do have, like, you could probably get away with a pretty good team. I mean, okay, let's think about Majin Buu Saga, for example. You could run this guy as your leader, can't you? With Fuse Fighters. I mean, this Vegeta wouldn't get the full leader skill, though. I mean, Angel Super Saiyan 3 is so low-key pretty runnable in the new fights, actually. So you could even run him. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is still good. Tech Vegeta, this guy's still good. And then you put in Majin Vegeta on there. Like, you could pretty much run a competent team. There's the Super EZA Trunks and Goten. It's a little, like, mixed up, but you could get away with the Majin Buu Saga team, probably. But the only, again, reason I don't think so is because he's not on the main Dokkan Fest team. So when I saw this guy initially, I was like, oh, he should EZA. But then really looking at the team and what the character might want, well, this guy can provide him in orbs. I do think that it won't be the case. Like, if we get a Trunks that's like a Vegeta family leader, I think that would make sense. Maybe we get like a tag Trunks and Super Vegeta card. That could be interesting, because we got the exchange one a very long time ago, but like a tag version of that card could be really cool. as like a Dokkan Fest, then we got Majin Vegeta to EZA during that celebration. I could very much see that happening. Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Kid Gohan, Majin Vegeta, LR Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. as a Super EZA, or actually, do they have an EZA? I don't even know if they have an actual EZA. They do. So I guess it would be a Super EZA for them. I mean, they do want to face Goku family, Vegeta family, not the biggest deal. They do provide GT Heroes World Tournament support. I mean, I guess so. Tech Bojack movie Gohan, Ajo could go into Pan. Yeah, again, a lot of people are thinking about this Tech Gohan. Hope for Extreme Class, that'd be awesome. Okay, I don't think Physical Raditz will get his EZA here. Unfortunately for you Physical Raditz lovers, I'm not really thinking that's going to happen just yet. But yeah, I think there's lots of options. I might want to talk about Majin Vegeta in a separate video, just because I do like that character as a potential EZA a lot, actually. But Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and yeah, okay, my final guess is going to be Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and then the two T-Wars are Peppy Gals. But if I could choose, let me check one last thing. Hybrids like sub EZAs, because maybe I'm missing one or two for this team, but let's see. So like, who are like the older characters without an EZA or sub EZA like that? Xeno Trunks, goodness. I mean, I don't know. Dude, look, there's 3 Trunkses here. Okay. This guy, actually, I mean, he could actually be interesting. Doesn't share a lot of links with the new LR, though, which is a bit funny considering they have the same name. He does support movie heroes, but I mean, he's a support character. Maybe they do EZA this guy. I mean, he has All in the Family, Super Saiyan, Fierce Battle. I don't think this new LR has Saiyan lineage, no. No. So like, again, that's 3 links at least there, and he is also going to be supporting. I also don't think that this character has Golden Warrior as well now. So, still, Laura's attack, actually, physical, ran out for the Goku Black fight. This could be a good character. Movie boss restriction is a little tough. Maybe if they change this to Extreme Class. Let me take a look here. AGL GT Trunks, of course. Like, so many of these Trunkses. Oh my goodness. Do they? I feel like they just hate Trunks. Like, they have to just, like, hate that Trunks. Like, Trunks as a character sometimes. Great Saiyaman would be a good EZA. These two, the Goten GT and Trunks GT. And then we talked about B-Pan already, but B-Pan could be really strong too. So, tons of options, but let me know what y'all want to see on the YouTube side. And I appreciate y'all for watching. I guess I'll just end the video here. I'll catch you guys next time, and peace out.